Alright, so the next step for us is to control the servo so we can raise and lower the pen that we're going to be using. And so we're going to start by including the servo library, which if you want to look for it, it's here in libraries. You can click there. Make sure you've saved this, by the way, and we'll search for the servo library, servo. And there it is. So we're going to include that. And you can type this in manually. You don't have to you don't have to do it that way, but we can look at examples here for how the servo works. So in this example, anytime we use a servo, we're going to declare it as a servo, similar to how we did the with the steppers. We're going to attach it or connect it to a pin, and then we write to it to change its values. Okay, so we're going to start by creating an instance of the servo, and we'll call it pen servo. Okay, and so create the instance of the servo right there. The next thing we got to do is we want to set the pin. So we're going to say const int servo pin is equal to. Now if you take a look at your Drawbot, this is the connection for the servo right here. We have 3 wires. The brown one is the negative, the red one is the high or the positive voltage, so the black would be the ground or the 0 voltage, and this yellow wire is the signal wire. And so you can see here it's connected into this top row, which connects this red wire, which is going down here to pin 11. And so in my example here, I lost it, here we go. Then that's going to be in pin 11. It might be different for yours. Okay, so this is the servo pin. This right here is creating servo. Okay, and in our setup, we want to do this. Pen servo. So we connect it to that pin by doing pen servo dot attach. And then we're going to go servo pin. Okay, and here's where we connect servo to pin on Arduino. Okay, so from here now we want to actually write a function so we can use the servo to raise the pen and lower the pen. So we're going to call it pen up, and we'll make another one called pen down. And so what this allows you to do is to raise and lower the pen during your program, depending when you want, if you want it to be writing or not. So what we can say here is the way that we control a servo is we literally just say the name of the servo. So here, pen servo. So we'll say pen servo dot write. So pen servo dot write, and we can say any angle between 0 and 180. Okay. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to have to do some calibrating, and what we'll do is we'll create a pen up and a pen down variable. So const int pen, we'll just call it up, and we'll start with 100 here, and then you can calibrate it. Up position for servo. We'll make another one. Down. Make that one 30 or something. I will say down position for servo. Okay, and so now when we come over here, we can just say it's pen servo dot write up. Okay, and then for pen down, we could do the same thing. Oops. but we'll say down and sit. Okay, now I want you to try this out, and you could put these in your setup here, and you're going to adjust these values for up and down so that they, when you call the pen servo up or pen up, it's going to raise the pen, and when you lower the pen, it's going to lower it. Now, you don't have to pass a value for these ones because it's just telling it to run something. So when we want to do pen up, we just type in pen up, maybe delay a little bit, and then you could do pen down, something like that. Okay, and there you go. You control your servo to raise and lower your pen. You might need to switch these values, might need to make them bigger, make them smaller, kind of tweak it to make it work for your pen. And of course, don't forget to save.